things that are more effective at team fighting as opposed to objective taking for Liquid. So expect to see from Mickey heroes like the Void Spirit to potentially come out in that safe lane. They can switch it up a little bit and do things like OD in the mid lane as well. Mickey's done that in the past before. He's done the Leshrac. I don't know how good that is against the Clockwork, though. That's the only thing I'm a little concerned about.
We do know that Laundry is getting played by Viper.
Yes.
But they can play it in multiple lanes.
They can play it in different lanes, yeah.
So there's that flexibility that's going around here. Probably going to be Insania's hero next, right? Good lads.
Yes.
Or, you know, Insania slash Tiger, right?
Rubik, yeah.
It depends, right? Because what Insania does, if this is the sort of lineup that he wants to go, is something like a Crystal Maiden. But Crystal Maiden doesn't have a great time against the Clockwork.
Yep, Earth Spirit.
Yeah. So it's going to be 5 Rubik, which is totally fine. You can stay on the safe side of the tower for most of the time. You can avoid the Clockwork. I think it's totally fine. And Tiger's very comfortable on this Earth Spirit as well.
I really like the Rubik 5 transition into 5 when they're dealing with this Clockwork. Like the main thing is whether he can actually battle assault you and then he just like hit you for 5 seconds. That's like the biggest concern that supports should have. And both of these heroes, I don't think about that.
Okay, they can deal with the Clockwork nice and good. Speaking of Clockwork, I did have a word in my ear, 57% before today.
I mean, you take that.
Not bad.
Most of the time.
And it's won every game.
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day. I'll go back to my notes and I'll figure it out for you guys.
But what else have we got here to come from Team Liquid? Like, let's have a look at the bases that they've covered. They've got tower push, they've got a team fight, they've got pretty decent lanes, got good rotation, some stuns, okay wave clear so far. So really you need probably a secondary front line. You can't have Earth Spirit doing everything and you don't want them to just be focusing in on your bear. So maybe something like a Centaur might work for Team Liquid, although I'm not sure if you want to really do that much into a Bat Rider. Legion Commander, potentially, could be a good pickup for him.
Or just any carries that doesn't get really annoyed by the rider, which is Lark, Snapfire.
Okay. Change things up a little bit. I like it. I like the hero. You can, again, I mean, this means that Tiger needs to be on his game for the entire time if it is indeed going to be that position for Earth Spirit, because you just wanted the Snapfire to sit back, you know, lob those Mortimer's Kisses in, and I mean, you might need to just go a little bit tankier, you know, rather than going the greed like a Veil, go into something like a Yule Scepter first item as this Earth Spirit. Just make sure you're living for as long as possible.
Yep.
Oh, no, he's going to need a 4-star. He's against a Clockwork. Absolutely, and I don't think the Snapfire is going to want to be close by to the team fight to get the cookie
10
out.
seconds remaining.
You think this is a good enough response here, QA? You're a little bit questionable.
5 seconds remaining.
I think since the Morphling came out, it's gonna be a Clockwork
Team
5.
Liquid's turn to ban.
Some 4.
Always want to fly.
They don't
against
do
their
it that
Phoenix
much,
player,
yeah.
though.
It's, I think this is it's weird. Like, I think it's just Iceberg's hero that's remaining. What that might be, still yet to be seen. I mean, when you see a Lone
10
Druid and you're playing in the mid
remaining.
lane, what do you want to play against that?
Well, you wanna play heroes
5
that
seconds remaining.
is mobile.
Mobile in terms of abilities or movement speed?
In terms of just mobility, not the movement speed. Just like something that you can jump around, like so this like laundry doesn't like. Yeah, you
What
just
about like
have
an
to hide
Invoker,
it.
for example?
Yeah, like even Wax Invoker is pretty annoying because if you EMP, like you usually hit both bear and the main bear, so you can't really use the fear. And I think that's a one big factor.
Bear and main bear, that's for sure. I mean,
Well, technically they're 2 bears.
They're 2 bears.
Yeah.
so-
When he goes true form, he's turned into a bear.
That's true. It is good to have
ban.
the Deafening Blast as well. You know, that's going to minimize a lot of their damage. You're going to have the Tornado to be able to set up for the Phoenix Egg as well, which I think is going to be really impactful.
But I mean, if they do that, they might just pick Ricky.
Team Liquid's
Yeah. Since
turn
we've-
to ban.
Seen like pretty much like an Invoker against Ricky.
And I mean, they could just make the lane switch, right, QA? They just put Kofa in the safe lane and they just put Mickey on that Ricky.
I don't think you're picking it for the lane matchup, though. I think it's the mid game that's still pretty alright with it. They're banning out the Lina with the last ban overall, so I'll still be happy.
Maybe the Team Liquid should have left it in there, so if now picked it and they're like, that's a free win. What are we thinking, boys? There's only 11
10
seconds of
seconds
reserve time
remaining.
here for Na'Vi as well, so need to be quick smart about it.
So confusing to
5
guess like
seconds
which sort of
remaining.
heroes are coming out because it's also different. You know? Like I think EUs are like the most versatile region and they always comes out with these ideas.
Yeah.
And probably like Liquid will be facing the same feeling as
Liquid's
well.
turn to pick.
That was tight. One sec. They go there for Na'Vi and they come out with the Conquer.
I mean, Lone Druid doesn't mind that. Leaning into that.
You guys are not super happy about this. Usually when I see a last pick coming out from a team and you guys are, oh yeah, I like that.
10
It's
seconds
looking pretty
remaining.
rough.
Is there any heroes that can just lane
5
against Konka and
seconds
do well?
remaining.
I think that's the heroes that I'm looking for. And since it's gonna be, it seems like it's a Bat Rider 3.
Yeah.
Or
It's
Pogba
90%
Yep.
Batrider 3, in my opinion. It's pretty well set out. I mean, what's left? OD is kind of okay. You know, against Morphling, you want that burst potential to come through against him. Kunkka, strength hero, so he's not going to build up into a whole lot of intelligence. Same sort of thing with the clockwork, really. And you've got the save.
Yep,
for,
I want to see OD here.
Yeah.
You're versing against Bat Rider and Phoenix, but I think it's good against other 3.
I mean, if you're not getting targeted, you've got to save then, right? Like, it's nice to have. Or Storm? Storm, it's
good
okay.
in lane against Konka.
Yeah, and I suppose as a lone trade again, you just want to be able to sit back and let your bear do the work, not have too much pressure onto you. And OD, you're kind of in that awkward middle ground of needing to be on the front lines, but not really wanting anything coming back your way. Whereas the Storm, it forces a lot more preemptive stuff to come
Choose
out,
your
and some
hero.
Mars coming through, huh? So is this a
What's
mid
spicy?
Snapfire or something? Or
All right, let's wait and see, boys. Who's going to pick what? Insania Rubik, check. V-Tune Morphling, check. Always want to fly a Phoenix. Done and dusted.
Boxing Mars.
Mid-K Snapfire. That's what I want to see.
Mid? Is he
yeah.
going to play mid?
I would say so.
Equinfa's going to go play in the off lane against the Bat Rider.
This is some Arbed stuff going on right here, picking that mid Snapfire. Goes like rushes,
I think,
Ags, and
Daedalus?
MKB, the big one that
yeah,
you want.
that's the item. That's the item. All right, lads. With this little bit of an audible coming in from Team Liquid, but the odds are exactly even. So, what are we expecting here in this third game?
10
We were hoping for
seconds
3
remaining.
matches. We're getting 3 matches. Who do we got? We've also got Gaza here on the side. So
5
Gareth has
seconds
joined us in Koala form as well.
Mhm.
What's he saying?
That's his true form. Let's go memes. Let's go Liquid.
All right, let's go Liquid. What about you, Kyo? Let's go Liquid.
Oh, Navi! Navi! I think I have to go with Navi then.
Oh, you're gonna go with Na'Vi. All right, so it looks like my panel is split down the middle here. Liquid Na'Vi, game number 3. Where's it gonna go? We don't know, but the guys who are gonna take you on the journey will be Pixel and Fogged.
Hello everyone and welcome to what's going to be a very exciting Game 3. We've got ourselves a Mickey Snapfire Pog.
We do.
Pogged?
Pog, thank you. I mean, Pog, yes, indeed. Mid Snapfire, Pog.
I mean, it is. I mean, is it going to go mid, or do you think the panel might be on something saying, Quopa's going to take the lone? Well, do you definitely go side lane or mid, or could you, can you run a Snapfire in the side lane as a position 1?
Sounds pretty awful, I'll be honest with you. I do not want to see Mickey in the safe lane. If he's not mid, I'm calling this game immediately. Like, no way you put a Snapfire safe lane.
Going mid, how's sort of the matchup going to be for him? Is he life as sort of a mid Snapfire? You're going to have a great time against most mids nowadays?
Yeah, you're able to farm really well. You have 2 different methods of pushing on lane. You do a crazy amount of burst damage versus melee heroes, which you're going to be up against, right? Versus that Congo, we'd have to imagine. So the damage coming up from it's always going to be there. And oh my god, I say that, and it looks like it's Voxy mid.
And
it's mid top.
Oh, well, it's not in the safe lane. At least, you weren't going to be a big
It's not
fan
in the
of it with
safe lane, that's
It's not in the
true. That's
safe
very
lane.
true.
It's, playing in sort of the 3 position up on the top lane. But I imagine Mickey's still going to sort of farm on it like a position 1. We'll see. So Mickey Snapfire taking it to the top. 7, almost certainly with these tangos being pulled to Boxy. He's going to be running in the mid lane on the Mars.
The reason that I was saying that I didn't like it as a carry is for the obvious reason, but also because you split levels. I like this hero, especially if you're running as like a core hero, is when he's mid, because you get this level 6 at 7 minutes, and you can easily, you go to any lane and it's a kill. The Snapfire ulti that early on is always going to be a kill. But now that's going to be side lane, it's a little bit weaker in that. You get less
30
levels, but
seconds to
he's versus Morphling, so it's a weak lane. I think that's what they're trying to at least have a pressure lane that can actually slow the Morphling down, because a Mars can't do as much as a Snapfire can up top with her Spirit.
Absolutely exquisite.
I mean, we'll see. Or maybe they're just trying to get matchups in particular and just swap things around like crazy.
Exquisite.
Yeah, well, we'll see sort of Na'Vi have some musical lanes in response. Sort of setups they want to find. So get all the info they need. Now seeing Quakefoot and Insania starting off on the ball lane as a slow Drew Rubik.
The battle
General
begins.
on his bat alongside Roger. I mean, we have seen some great stuff in general across the games from Na'Vi, and his bat is probably one of the finest heroes he could be on. So definitely got to watch out for the sort of moves he's going to make.
Yeah, and how much aggression they can make. Versus the lone Druid Rubik, not the strongest lane really. Sure, they have good ways of just like hitting creeps and all that kind of jazz with the Rubik, like lifting the clockwork and pulling him away, and then tanking battery assault with the two of them there, but not a strong lane versus the Bat Rider so much.
Yeah, so then this mid matchup, Boxy running in the mid against Iceberg on the Kunkka. I mean, couple of beefy boys. Anybody going to necessarily win out in this matchup?
Maybe Iceberg a little bit, right? Just because he doesn't have like mana that he has to rely on or anything. I feel like he can just jungle a little easier. Maybe wrong. I've never seen Mars versus Kunkka. Maybe just completely even matchup.
Obviously, maybe it depends as well if they get some good rotations. Then could get to the point where top lane, for example, Mickey's going to be able to be left on his own. Tiger can have a bit of space to make some movements.
Maybe a rotation will change things. Maybe just like Boxy getting a spear to a tower or something, like, not sure. He goes for the bulwark right away, so he gets that little bit of reduction. Maybe that'll turn things.
A lot of action at the moment on this top lane. Both heroes, you know, seeing this attempts from Tiger to get in onto V-Tune, but he's keeping himself back and safe. Oh, so close. Want to fly? He's got the ferret fire. It's just again continuing to try and bait them in. Taking
very
as
strong
much
lane.
Sort of focus onto the Phoenix as he can, trying to take the sort of eyes off V-Tune's Morphling. Make sure V-Tune's going to be left.
Very threatening lane we see coming out from Liquid. Committing onto V-Tune, he gets the morph off in time. We also see that they blocked the pull camp because they know that Liquid's going to be running this pressure lane, so no side pulls for you. And they're just going to be sure to just play this lane straight up. Always want to find, maybe wants to start pulling himself soon at some point to make sure that he can maximize on XP though.
I mean, overall anyway, did you sort of have a preference coming into this, looking at these two lineups? Like, what are you sort of a big fan of this game?
I like the Optus quite a bit. I think it's just much easier to play across the board. I think Liquid just looks weird and it looks tough.
Lane? We just want to fly. I mean, he's pushing this hero to the limits in this lane. Every single time we're seeing both Tiger and Mickey nearly being able to take him down, but at the last moment, he's out of that.
Yeah. I just like I love General on Bat Rider, like you were mentioning earlier. I think it's one of his best, and V-Tune is very comfortable on a hero like Morphling when he's into the setup. He's versus a lone Druid. That's his only real big core that he has to worry about. He gets rolled in on, chase on.
Still is not quite enough burst.
0 regen on them, though, up top. Always want to fly 1 Tango and 0 on Morphling.
You got anything coming out of this courier? Yeah, I think the courier's halfway down the lane. That's got a salve on for V-Tune. But yeah, Tiger, he's going to know that they need to get backup resources regarding salves and tangos out, and he's hunting. He's actually going to opt to just kill himself at the tower. All right, just wants to go for the reset, get his health and mana up. Sure.
He's able to bring some items top for the Snapfire too, because Mika's out of mana, so they can't actually apply pressure on V-Tune. I think that's why they just wanted to reset their mana pools.
Yeah, I mean, there's just going to be a relief for Na'Vi. Spaces there for the courier to safely deliver its salve out to V-Tune, so V-Tune can get himself back in fighting shape. Looking at the other lane so far, where we have mid, pretty close. Iceberg with a slight bit of a lead. They're both very low. Boxy able to push Iceberg off to the side, still hits the X mark. Tara on the onto Boxy, not enough to kill either of them. Boxy's got a salve. Iceberg, he has not, so we'll have to be a little cautious now in the next wave.
Might have been a kill too. Roger was TPing in, but it actually got cancelled by the savage roar of Quakefoot as he was TPing toward the mid lane to set up.
Oh yeah, nice awareness from Quakefoot to hunt that down.
Insania and Quakefoot might be in trouble here now.
That's a lot of stacks on Quakefoot. 4 stacks from General. Now 5 and 1, and in fact with the 4 stacks on Insania, they're going to be able to find themselves a second. At the same time, though, top lane, V-Tune just get taken out by Mickey. So action kicking off both sides lanes. Were you able to sort of catch what went down up top?
No, I was watching bottom. I imagine it just was overwhelming damage kicking in, but
Looks like he died with a little bit shifted back, but had only just begun to do so. But big stuff on both lanes, but I think bottom lane this is the worry. This is probably the thing that Liquid have to be worried about the most. General's boots of travel timing. You know that this man, if he gets a quick bot, he's going to be creating havoc all over the map.
it's a great Batrider game. Besides the fact of like Lift being a little annoying, like he's versus Mars. This is the best hero in the game versus Mars because you never have to worry about getting speared. You just pop Firefly, you usually can pull him out of it too. So many different ways to play around it. And also it's Roger getting a good start too, right? Level 3 on the Clockwork, even though it's a tough matchup for him because he's versus the Cookie and the Lift. You know, this hero always ends up finding something.
Top lane, they're able to get the setup. Arms always want to fly, will go down.
Star, but not shooting ace.
And is that burst combo. If one of them's able to close the gap, whether it be with a rolling boulder or the Cookie, sets an excellent burst in the lane. Require a lot of the mana pull of Mickey, but yeah, Mickey prepared with the bowl and the wands, just making sure he's got everything to sort of keep himself in a position to have the availability to combat. Actually, tie of what? Hang on.
B2 is just morphed to like 1 HP.
I mean that's a straight up mistake there from Vici, and that should not be happening until underneath the tower. And well and truly after there's actually been any sort of play, walk up and kill him.
That is, yeah, pretty huge mistake for Violet.
That should not happen, yeah.
Well, Boxy also just saving Insania there with a nice little God's Rebuke into Spear onto the Clockwork to push him off with that Rubik. Yeah, V-Tune. That's the one thing you have to be careful versus the Snapfire. Yep. I mean, this time he didn't die versus he died to a kick, but it's a lot of burst damage in the lane. It's a big... And Mickey's getting close to level 6 already early on here.
How do you imagine Mickey's going to build this in sort of this position? Do you do anything different on the Snap, or is it going to be sort of the same stuff we're used to seeing on the Snapfire?
I could see an argument for Greaves this game because he has the Lone Druid. If he wants to just go for the sustain build and they play around like a pushy kind of style, I could see him going like that. If not, you just go the Ags.
Yeah.
Could definitely see argument though for that for the sustain build with Lone Druid with Mars together. They could do quite a bit. Maybe Pipe or something like that. Maybe he goes for that type of build.
Quit. I was meant to pull over to the large cap. See V-Tune heading forward. Now playing a little more reserved, keeping himself up in strength a bit. Sure that he doesn't get taken out as quickly as he has been so in the past in the top lane.
Having this DD rune mid, he's quite strong here. Iceberg is now level 7 to match though. Pretty even mid matchup actually.
Yeah, I guess sort of between the God's Rebuke of Boxy and the Tidebringer of Iceberg, the lane's just getting shoved back and forth.
Yeah, just very similar kind of style.
Yeah, neither hero missing out too much, and both rather hard to make movements on. I mean, maybe with this DD Boxy can get something done with some backup. It's going to be Mickey coming in, as you say. 6
now. Yeah, they can set up easy for kill, but look at the move as well. Na'Vi, they're setting up, and it's the Batrider level 6 too.
That's alright. That's going to buy time for General to close the gap. Lock him down with an asset, hold him inside of the range of the boat. Boxy will fall. Na'Vi set up perfectly for that 8-minute route.
Very nice rotation. Just ditching the bottom, and it's General who gets the kill, which I believe, yeah, that's pretty much the Boots of Travel finish though.
That's very quick.
That is, yeah, pre 9 minutes bots to be able to join, and he can always look to help out top now. They can always outnumber versus this Earth Spirit Snapfire that's been pressuring V-Tune. But V-Tune, he may actually just jungle now, because he's got his Morbid Mask anyway, so maybe just avoids the top lane.
Yeah, there's no reason to go back up here. Just let Always Want to Fly, soak it up, get himself some levels.
Yep.
Much too much of a risky position for the Morph to be left in, so this is definitely the safer play from Na'Vi strategically. And yeah, just gonna be eyes on General. Let's see where he wants to go, what sort of havoc he wants to create. He's got the Faded Brooch as well as the bots ready to go. He's in a dream position here as 9 minutes in as a Batrider.
And they have such good heroes to set up with, right? Like Kunkka, he can just walk around, look for these plays constantly to threaten with that. And we already mentioned how good he is versus Mars. Like Boxy, he's always got to be careful to just get ran down and get pulled. Yeah, General, even finding himself a Faded Brooch. So look at this Batrider's move, 440 move speed.
They gotta be careful. Watch out for the Batrider, Liquid. General 0-0 so far. 3 kills to his name. 15 seconds to the lasso's up. And you can certainly imagine he's going to be looking for action. Tiger is coming into the jungle of Na'Vi, keeping tabs on V2. And we'll have Iceberg by his side though, so Tiger's not going to want to hang around too long.
Dire's top tower is under
Iceberg
attack.
to start to head over to push Tiger away. Tiger gets the message, he's already backing off to sort of the safety of Mickey. As Mickey does hang around. Still going to get caught in the X mark though. Tiger not actually able to back off quick enough.
Dire's
Always want to
middle
fly.
tower is
Tiger's going to try and run onto the low ground, but Iceberg's charging in. Cookie out onto Tiger. Will get him away out of harm's way. Tiger's able to live, and Mickey was able to grab that bounty rune in time before Na'Vi swang by.
A little bit awkward. All 5 heroes of Liquid now up here to try to react. Not going to actually be able to get a kill. They're just going to have to settle for the tower. See how Na'Vi chooses to set up for this one here. As they do have Phoenix 6, they still have the Kunkka up top. Boat is on cooldown for quite some time though. 80-second CD at level 1, so they still want to set up though. General, he's looking for the wraparound. All 5 though of Liquid.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Let's see what they can find. There's the side. Foxy is going to start things off on to Roger with the arena. Always want to fly diving in, committing with the supernova. They've lost one Na'Vi. Can they fight without from? Looks like they're able to find Insania as V2 and Iceberg are chasing towards Insania. Actually able to make it out though, and they've got the damage. This ult from Mickey is just forcing Na'Vi to back right up. The roots out onto Iceberg. Mickey cleaning up as they just couldn't get anywhere near the snap fight. Mickey is able to sit on the back, lay out the Mortimer's kisses. And Na'Vi, they weren't prepared to deal with it. You had General committing with a lasso in the midst of it all, but he was just immediately surrounded by Liquid.
Tower is under attack.
He wanted Koikva so badly that he dove into all their. He even had Boxy like right next to him, but he's like, no, I want the bigger kill. And ends up paying for it because they just didn't have everything available. I don't think Kunkka Boat was ready. Still on cooldown from previously, and an overcommitment. And Liquid shows up with everybody.
They're getting the tier 1 tower. TPs are still coming in for Na'Vi, but they've got to be careful. Tiger, they're watching from the side. Tiger's going to run back to try and escape, but always want to fly. Doesn't manage to block it off. So Tiger, he'll get left behind. He drops the magnetize. He'll also drop his life.
And it will be denied. A big fight for Liquid though. That was still pretty huge for them to be able to set up there, and it's just Na'Vi walking in and kind of giving them the fight there after they catch Roger.
Okay. Got the mech gold.
He did go for it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought this would be the build because he was in the side lane, and it's just because he has Lone Druid, so he's able to go for this more of a team-oriented build.
Radiant.
Yeah, and having this sort of just burst steal for the team against lineup that Na'Vi is trying to use pretty aggressively. You know, seeing already just General charging in, trying to make action happen.
Yeah.
And this does give all the opportunities for Liquid to more confidently be able to turn. Keep their 3 cores at the top of the game, which they are at the moment. Oh no, there's 3 top network spots, but only by a few hundred. Na'Vi chasing close behind, and a smoke up as well from them. Roger, hook shots up. See if we can find something here down bottom. He gets the opening. They should have the damage as Iceberg also around us, as well as always want to fly having the supernova good to go. Let's see if they can catch. The biggest of targets, but a target they'll take. He's alone. They get his courier as well. A bit of a bonus. Insania tries to hook shot out. Nothing to latch onto. A kill's a kill, but it is just a support. So this happens, and they continue to get space mid, and Quaker left undisturbed up top now for quite a few waves.
Yeah, it looked like it was him just in tanking the gank, right? The position that he was standing into, it's like he knew it was coming. And now the team is going to rotate to try to defend on this tower. They're going to make it in time very nicely too, and it's going to be them with the number advantage, as Morphling is not turning up to any of this.
So we'll sort of catch boxing again. Tiger's going to start things. The arena's down at the turn. The General hasn't got Firefly up in time, so he cannot get out of the arena. He goes down. Iceberg will get the bump from the roam. Supernova stun, heading onto one of them, onto Boxy. Iceberg trying to TP out incredibly ambitiously underneath the tower. Immediately put to a stop by Tiger with the rolling butter. Na'Vi again losing these fights. Not able to finish off the tier 1 tower as well. Liquid able to hold on to this.
I'm very confused the way that they set up there, though. General is literally past the tower as a Bat Rider attacking it. So he's just setting himself up to get initiated on as your Bat. That was very bizarre positioning from Navi. The way they literally just had all 4 heroes hitting the tower there rather than having like themselves actually set up in a position to hit it properly. It was an easy setup for Liquid to defend.
He can't do this alone. Or can he? He's got max. He's level 7, max battery assault. But no,
Dire's middle tower
he
is
needs
under
a
attack.
+1. The pings are coming out. General, is he going to head over to help out? It doesn't look like it.
Radiant's top
The
tower
steps
is
closer.
under attack.
Quaker is stepping over towards the area that General's around.
Maybe he's hoping he goes for bounties and he can isolate him a little better, but
Yeah, doesn't want to commit, Roger. Doesn't want to try and start something. But playing for that 15-minute timer. And
Radiant's bottom
that's the
tower
way they're set up. Should be in position to get the 4 of them now. Quaker will manage to push them away from the top. And actually, Insania is able to grab one out. Okay, that was the shovel. I was like, hang on, what bounty we've got? Yeah, Insania was able to dig one up in the river. Roger, sniped down by Boxy with the spear. Boxy now with a full blink dagger and nearly the level 12. And Boxy having a very good game now. One of these matches where we're seeing sort of Boxy being switched into the mid lane, and he's making it look like he's a natural in the mid.
absolutely. And he always has like the backup of the Snapfire almost every single time. When he throws his ulti out, Snapfire ult is going to come flying right
Oh,
on
there's
top
a
of
full
it.
Greaves now for this next
Radiant's
fight.
bottom tower
wow.
is under attack.
And it's a Snapfire too, little shredder. Now he's finally got a point in it as well. Always want to fly, has to be very careful of his egg positioning. That always can just get burst down instantly from Mickey.
See, on the hunt, ready to jump. Is he going to find General, keeping it safe in the trees? It's just Roger alone, and they've got their eyes around mid.
Koikfa showed himself up top with the bear hitting the wave.
Roger should have a good shot of finding Quake, but now the rest of Liquid are coming out to connect with him. They know that Quake are in a bit of a vulnerable position. They want to be able to throw up the help that he might need if they did commit. Go to mid, Boxy, does he want to go for always want to fly? Ooh, off the mark with a spear. Still traps him in the arena. And with that, they'll still get themselves a kill. Teams are going in. Pichu ready to turn on the side. Roger going over the hook shot onto Mickey. The boat coming crashing down over the stolen boat from Insania. So now Liquid, they're playing with the rumba. It's going to be very hard for Na'Vi to do the damage through this. Silence Talents always want to fly. Can they get any further control? A group would do it. No, the egg's out inside. Mickey, he's over to the side there with the little shredder. The supernova's taken down. Cookie and over towards Pichu. Quaker got beating in onto it with the bear, the spear, knocking General straight over into the trees. He's locked down. General puts the stick charges. He's trying to get away with the Firefly, but Insania snipes him down with the bait bomb.
They can't match Liquid.
Dire's middle tower.
It's been a little scary for Na'Vi for sure. Liquid coming in with these solid fights. This sort of grease timing on Mickey, and as we saw that as well,
Dire's
just
top tower
Insania
is
having to start
under
that
attack.
perfectly, getting the boat buff onto pretty much the entirety of his team. At that stage, it was always just going to be a very hard fight for Na'Vi to actually get the damage done. They just don't really have an incredible amount of burst. They've got some pretty good control in AoE team fight, but nothing that's going to allow them to focus down some of these beefier targets. But I like the 3 cores, Quaker, Mickey, and Boxy. They're not easy heroes to kill right now.
No, and Insania, he still had it saved from the last fight. He stole down bottom. So, yeah, that run buff is more than enough. And again, it was Na'Vi the one they're getting initiated on because they don't have, you know, this Roger getting good angles to grab anybody. Neither does General have good angles. And this Greaves, right? Greaves plus run buff, yeah, more than enough for them to do it. And also, they can fight with their 5 heroes. Morphling, B2's still not ready to really show up. He TP'd in the front of that, but he just has to wave away. And that's it.
Get this first time done at least. You know, once he has the Manta, then he's going to be feeling a little safer. And he is close. 700 away from the ultimate orb. He needs to be spotted on top. Okay, go for that axe next after the stolen lane. Using it against General. And will manage to stun him, but think of the damage. The kisses are coming in. General still like trying to dodge him with the final pass. Will do it. These kisses doing so much. Na'Vi do manage to get the 2 kills, but Liquid, they're chasing. They're looking to try and find more out of this. Excellent angle found by Tiger there as he swoops down both Roger and Pichu. Quite for sweeping in. Looking to block off Pichu. Pichu's got a waveform available when the root kicks in. Can he get out? Another stun holds him in place. Mickey cleans up with the triple, with his double damage. And once, well, even there where it looked like maybe Na'Vi were able to turn things around as they don't lose General immediately in the stolen lasso. They get the 2 kills, but it's just not enough. Liquid able to respond, and again, just another cleanup from
Dire's
Liquid.
bottom tower
Yeah,
is
just
under
better team
attack.
play. Every single time they're bringing the numbers. I see them every single one of these. They always somehow have 5 heroes just turning up. Na'Vi, they're just cluster fighting with like 3 or 4 every time. Just feels like they're getting outplayed by this team in the straight team fights.
Tiger, he's found the stun on Thor. Want to play. Will manage to dive out. Iceberg's going to look for the X-Mark catch onto Tiger. He's going to be dragged back. White do anything else? He's got another roll, but they've trapped him in the course. Tiger will kick Roger off to the side. That's actually going to allow him to roll away. Sweet moves from Tiger as he rolls out. And Na'Vi, they've got nothing further to catch him after that great escape.
Very nicely done there. And he's going to have Vessel finished up, so more items to counteract that morph. Mickey, he's more than halfway toward his Aghanims after this Greaves too. 9-0-5. Flawless game so far from this. We'll call it a 3 position because of his item build.
Iceberg, he needs to find something here with this X-Mark, but it's only just a bear. The rest of them are away. They can't commit onto that. Over towards the mid. The silence is onto V-Tune. He's managed to start shifting though. He will get himself away. Liquid holding this lead now. 5k advantage against Na'Vi. Na'Vi just needing time for V-Tune.
Yeah,
that's the
they're
man
just
to
playing too
done.
fast. Playing a bit too fast for Na'Vi to really react. General, he's getting close to his BKB, which he really wants to be able to actually full commit into these fights to just go for these targets. But yeah, it's seeming very difficult with what they've given up already. This will make it a lot easier. He can't be disrupted during it. He can always just constantly get on that target. So that could change things quite a lot when he does get this BKB. But Boxy's huge. He's always going to be there for that counter initiation, as this Mars. Yeah, Roger. He's really suffering this game, though. We're really seeing it. Versus all these counters from the keys, from the wall, from all these different heroes. He's not able to do too much on this Clockwork in comparison, right? Like, Taiga's having a hell of a game on this Earth Spirit.
Oh yeah, he's pretty much got his Vessel on.
Yeah, he's making so much happen. Roger, he has to be able to find some type of targets here, but it's seeming to be pretty impossible for him.
Now, let's see how much things will change with General being able to hit himself in on the front and not worry about dying too quickly with that BKB. But even that said, the sort of damage items coming out from Liquid there. Quakefer has he's completed the MKB. Mickey, 500 gold off from the full Aghanims. Big stuff coming out from Liquid that most certainly going to have a solid shot at just keeping them ahead in this game. Once again there, that fight down bottom looked like Na'Vi were able to find something going for themselves, but just didn't have the means to get V-Tune out of there. He cannot escape this lineup. Too many disables. Wow, it's that's them just could hold V-Tune down for a very, very long time throughout action.
Not the easiest for him at all. And look at this vision too, Liquid. They still just have very good vision down, very deep vision, just like they did in the series or the game before, the last one. But yeah, so General BKB. This will be the big timing. Let's see what they can make happen with it. They have to like full commit onto Koifa with this. If Roger can find the angles to get onto this Lone Druid and General can full commit onto him, it's very hard to save that Lone Druid when they do have this Bat Rider of the BKB. They can just throw absolutely everything onto him while the rest of the heroes just try to survive and just focus the rest of them. These two can accomplish a lot onto Koifa.
There we go. Want to fly. Very keen to get the game underway, given the G, whilst someone's still disconnected. Back in action.
Let's see what where they're willing to go here.
So like, if you're Na'Vi, can you afford to play past him and just wait things out with the morph, or do you need to be hunting with the sort of 4 heroes around the morph, or just away from him, just trying to find kills alone?
I mean, the morph in the later stage of the game, he's a great matchup versus Lone Druid if he is able to keep his farm consistent. But I mean, they can't just be full passive. He's still going to be looking to make some plays. And
He's got him.
This is the big one.
Does manage to get the ults, but this is a lot of damage coming down on him as he traps in. Do have the stolen boat. It's going to give him the run buff. Lasso's out from General. Koifa, he's
actually saving him.
This is incredible stuff from the center. This buff is buying him time. He's still living. Finally, he goes down, but it took them so long to there's more than enough time for Liquid to come in. The kisses will find Generals as Tiger's able to hunt him down. Iceberg's trying for the TPA. Iceberg will manage to escape. But Tiger, he's continuing to play around with General. General trying to hide off the map with this Firefly. Once he comes across, there's the Agate shooting Stadia over, cancels the TP. And again, just where it looks like Navi might be able to catch a bit of a break, killing off the lone druid quickly. I mean, Insania's just coming in every time, and once again, this ghost ship, this run buff, just it keeps him alive for so long.
Yeah, that in combination with his Spirit Link, his Bear's just hitting, healing up. Like that took them too long to kill. Yeah, Iceberg, he really has to watch these steals from Insania just every single time, getting the perfect ones. And Navi did it perfectly too. They went for the exact zero that they needed to fire. In the entire map. Like as soon as they get the BKB on General, they get the target that they needed to, that lone druid. But yeah, they got to cover those spells a little bit better there. I love the sound effect from I think that's the most satisfying sound effect in the game now. The egg snapfire when you're flying through the air. Like that.
Very nice. I mean, again, closing the gap onto Iceberg. Looking at the pair on time. Tiger another roll forward. Stunned there. Roger trying to come up with a hook shot to push the back. But Popsy, he's in with the arena on the backlines. He's managed to catch all three of them. Always want to fly. He's got no outflares. There's no supernova for 20 seconds. He's dead as well as Iceberg. Tiger, let's see if he can get the control onto Roger. Mickey's coming in, he's got a cookie to give. Jumps forward, has the damage. Liquid coming out with all the plays there. As this game is just looking tough for Navi. They may only be down 5Ks. And throughout it all, Beachute is keeping them in financially with the farm that he's being able to find. But he's going to have quite the game to carry against this sort of just constant fight that Liquid's being able to bring so successfully.
Yeah, they're constantly looking for all of them, and every single, like you said, it's like every single time, he still had the boat. So, like, they're like, oh, we can have a tier 2 with these. We have Reeves and a boat. This Morphling still not ready to fight. Liquid, take advantage of this timing here, just not letting Navi farm it up. I think this is exactly what they need to do with their draft with this going through it. They can really press the issue, and now is when they can start looking for those tier 2s and even potentially threatening high ground.
Now with BKB Agents on Boxy, they've got a very solid frontliner. 24 minutes in, and Quakefoot with his build-up, he's certainly going to be ready to do the damage for that Bash next, of course, after the MKB.
You got to keep this pace up, though. Don't let V-Tune just chill back farming. Boxy immediately, he does go top. Going for this bounty rune himself. Take it away from General.
What a bounty!
So Navi, next big timing for them, Iceberg BKB, gonna be the biggest one, as well as with V-Tune BKB. This will help them align side of those fights. They just don't, it's gotta be, probably the biggest words is just don't give both. They definitely still can bring this back. It's like you said, it's only 5, like now 7K gold lead, but their lineup, it scales very strong. You know, Morphling and Phoenix, these two heroes in later stages, they're able to get their farm. But Liquid just continue to apply this pressure right now, clearing out their waves here, staying together as a team.
Eyes onto this top tier 2, Navi. Grouping up as 5. They've got to make sure that if a fight does come, they're ready to play as 5. Including that V2 now. Yeah, you've got to get V2 involved right now. He's BKB man, sir. There's no hope if you just continue to wait it off. You've got to do something with this Morse power.
It's a big power spike with this triple BKB too.
Yeah.
Insania, blink away.
Away off the side now. Boxy has been able to get him with the arena there on top of Roger. 2 BKBs coming out from Iceberg and General. Torrent out onto the Bear and Insania. General trying to get in as well. Over onto the Rubik. Insania down to the low ground. Tiger's going to roll his way out of this point, but focusing down Iceberg. They've lost Insania. Roger goes down. It'll be a buyback from Roger and Insania. Spin from Boxy. Catches Iceberg over towards the tree. Knocks him back, but he goes for review. With BKB Morph, it's proven to be a little too strong as Quakefoot goes down. Vickers run out by Roger with the factory assault. They get another double kill for Iceberg. Boxy does finish up always want to fly. Able to actually snipe another. Gets General across the walls of the pit with that God's Rebuke. But Navi, they have a solid showing here. Bring themselves over as a 5-man with those BKBs. V-Tune's able to live, and they are able to get a fair few kills out of this. 4 kills, considering Insania had to buy back there as well.
Triple BKB timing as well as, like you said, the buybacks. Roger's able to find that back line. And even though Boxy, he does start to, you know, he gets a nice ulti in the beginning, his team was too far to actually contribute to it in time. So they don't have to throw their spells, and they end up getting on top of this mid game. Finally, Roger with the buyback, he finds this Sapphire.
Dire's top tower is under
Feels like
attack.
it's been a real hard game for Roger to find that target, but he's able to, after a long 27 minutes. And V-Tune, the big winner out of all of it.
Yeah. Good shine at the potential of what Na'Vi can achieve when they have their carry around now.
Yeah. Especially because he can, like, always, he has a lot of targets that he can morph into that are just, they're pretty nice. Like, I saw him turning into the Mars there a couple of times, a couple of God's Rebukes and Spears. Definitely contribute a lot to it. And now Blink on general, too, so easier ways to access those team fights, easier way to start it. Big signs of life for Na'Vi.
So what Na'Vi can pull off now is BKBs are going to be good to go once more. Iceberg. It's a setup. Do they want to try and commit for this though? Yeah, he knows that there's a lot behind him, and Liquid know that they know. Sentry's dropped down and Warp's taken away.
This Blink for general can really break so much now, though. He can pull them completely out of position finally.
I mean, who's he sort of wanting to jump on in this, when it does sort of kick off as a 5v5? Who's value to just hold a position?
Most value if they can actually see it. If Koikfa is just too far up, they're going to commit everything onto him. They're just going to BKB and throw every single spell. Because if Koikfa dies, then it's kind of full retreat for Liquid. He's their constant, he's their consistent damage. The rest of the heroes is just spell damage, while this one is, of course, just that straight physical. It's going to just carry them throughout the fights. And if Koikfa dies, like the rest of the heroes, sure, they're getting richer, but Koikfa is that real carry for Team Liquid. If he just starts to get shut down too hard in this game, this Morphling will beat him. And it's already looking like V-Tune is set up for success kind of in this game.
Here we go, Liquid. If they can catch Na'Vi by surprise with the smoke. Heading up the river.
Radiant are
Oopsie.
scanning.
Jump in, drop your arena down. General's out with the Firefly, but Roger will be caught in the wall. Roger's gone. There we have with the axe, shooting forward the Wild Wing Ripper. He's caught onto two of them. Now roll forward for Tiger. What's he have to catch? Slowing down, but doesn't quite hit onto Iceberg. Iceberg's able to juke it out. Na'Vi, they're just splitting. They're just trying to get themselves out of it. Iceberg pops the BKB, goes for the TP out. He's away. Nothing to put a stop to it through that magic community. Only losing Roger there, they're going to be happy with that one. Just a loss of a clock. They're cool with that, Na'Vi.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's actually just been focused every time. Like, yeah, I tip Oxy too. He's actually just gotten for Roger every single one of these spears and ults. And Na'Vi, I think they're fine with it. It's just back up. Morphling has taken the top net worth, even though V-Tune is still 0-3, like we said. The Morphling in the later stages, he really starts to show his strength in this lineup.
Certainly, it's building up. Building up. 1k got away from Skadi.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Cells, I mean, quite for sort of the main focus for sort of damage. It's going to continue to scale as the game goes on. Down bottom, Tiger's hunting. General not messing around. KB's out and he's away.
Man, Liquid really needs to keep this lead, though.
Yeah,
it's getting harder and harder for these fights to actually commence for them, as we're seeing. And this Morphling is getting bigger and bigger, and I do feel like they're on a bit of a timer in this game. Unless they keep themselves at a pretty big lead, this Morphling, he's got to reign supreme with his team fight around him.
Yeah, it looks like a much easier game for V-Tune to be able to carry as the Morph, as, you know, compared to something like the last game where he's on the live stream.
Yes.
This time around on this hero against in these sort of matchups, yeah, BKB, even when he's just the BKB Mantrons, you know, we're just going to see these fights. Liquid there, they've got to have some serious answers for V-Tune. You know, no longer is this jump on Roger going to be enough. You've got to make sure that somebody's getting on top of this Morphling, at least maybe forcing out a BKB charge very early on in the fight, so you're able to play around it, get back and get straight back in. They've got to have some answer for him, otherwise V-Tune's just going to have free reign throughout the whole fight.
Yeah, I feel like that's the biggest thing that I was going to talk about. Is like when I see triple BKBs like this, and your fight is very reliant on your spell usages, I feel like you have to kind of force one, quickly back away, smoke, reset, try to catch them when BKB's on cooldown.
And that's not easy. We've seen for the last few times Liquid's trying to come in with these smokes, and they're literally just getting a support. Na'Vi's playing smart around it, making sure that they don't They don't have those sort of... And isn't getting forced. They're not having to pop BKBs unnecessarily. I mean, sure, you know, we see them sort of pushing out side lanes, popping BKBs to TP out, but never really in positions where Liquid's actually going to have time to do anything with the fact that that BKB has been popped, because it's been when they have, you know, when you're being found out alone, pushing a lane, and you BKB and TP out, that means, you know, Liquid's there. You know, they're not where the rest of the team, you know, they're not hunting down the other 4 members. They're not going to be able to get there in time and do much with that.
They're trying to... Okay. Now they're trying to go for their own timing here. I think it's level 20 on Snapfire and a BKB finished for Mickey too, so a couple timings here. They spent all their gold though, so they're all in on this fight.
Alright, that's it. Boxy, he's got to be eyes on him to get a better catch on Roger. He needs something big. This is pretty nice. This is pretty good. They have enough chain control for V2. They do. V2 is down. Boxy, he aces it. Exactly how they have to start the fight. Supernova comes out, but they're already off to the side, Liquid. As now Iceberg, they're just bailing the rest of them. They're getting out of there. They will make it out, but no, Iceberg is actually bashed. He gets hit by the bash from Corner. Iceberg left behind. And there we have it. Foxy, as I said, just ticking all the boxes. Couldn't have done it any better. He finds them all. They blow him up before anything can come out. That's exactly what Liquid's got to do.
On the high ground too, it's pretty surprising when like no one was shown on the map that V2 actually walks up to that high ground, but Foxy, quick jump, he finds the perfect target in the worst possible position for the side of Na'Vi.
Invisibility.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And we see that chain stun, right? He throws... I didn't see what hero he threw, but he threw somebody right on top of him, and then they just have all that follow chain stun onto the Morphling.
And sort of as you said before, you know, how about for Na'Vi, it's very much them getting rid of Coit for the sustained damage. The same thing, it does go the other way around, right? In any of these fights where we do see them all taken out at the start, it's probably going to be a fight that Na'Vi aren't going to be comfortable to try and continue to fight on. If they lose this more, they're going to be bailing out.
Absolutely. Aegis and Cheese, and now Liquid, much more comfortable. 10k gold lead, now they're in a better spot. But still, you know, the Morphling concern still has to be there, but you have 3 cores farming, and it is going to be that Mickey Snapfire that does progress into a right clicker as well. You know, that Daedalus is starting to get queued up. He's got the talent. He will take the 3x when he hits 25 too. That's exactly what they needed to keep themselves at a good enough advantage to deal with this Morphling.
Yeah, saying it. Trying to poke out the BKB. General's not even going to get the chance to pump it. It's Boxy in again. Excellent job for Boxy. Continues to just... I mean, this mid lane Mars from Boxy, it's looking pretty impressive. 8-2 and 15. Real sort of turnaround this series has been for him after that first game where he had a rough time on the Slardar, but flexing it in all roles, right? Well, game 2 he had him sort of on the 4. This game he's been the position 2. Now, Boxy, he's had quite a wild ride in terms of positions in the series, and it's definitely looking to end on a bit of a bang for him.
Huge here with this Aegis and Cheese with this push with Laundry. They forced the buyback on the Bat Rider. Na'Vi burning down the bear.
Get outside the base here. Na'Vi have to be very careful about the moves they make now. Down 14k.
Foxy, vicious for a spear. Taiga tries to roll in as a little creep gets tossed. Now you have 15,000 net worth lead now after these last few moments from 5 to 15. Yeah, that's where those matchups change if the Morphling is this far behind. Then he doesn't have that actual matchup versus those heroes like we were talking about. But let's see, Na'Vi. Can they find here? Oh, they see Mickey. That's a freebie. Base immediately quick, but he pings it with the bear.
I mean, the bear's going to destroy these buildings. He's got an AC. Okay, he's still going to respect them. He'll take the tier 3 tower and get out, but you saw how quickly that tier 3 went down. Yeah, any opportunity and Liquid's going to be in and taking these buildings.
I think Na'Vi should look to hunt right now.
Yeah, you got to go.
No Snapfire.
Yeah, for a whole minute.
Get out there and look for people. The Bat Rider lasso is still on cooldown for quite some time, but they have to go look for something here.
1 minute to play. Grouping up. Just sort of hoping maybe that there would be some sort of move onto ISO, but no one on Liquid falling for any bait.
Nah, Liquid just has to just play
Dire's
passive while that snap is
under
dead.
attack.
Navi's they're still a little scared though. They're all kind of playing together here, checking for high grounds. I guess this was just them getting a kill to just open up the map, at least on their side, get lanes a little pushed out. General does have to be careful though, as he's getting lifted up.
That's supposed to be a
He'll be alright. Another BKB though down. We're looking on these 7 seconds on Kunkka, 6 on Batrider, and Morphlings is still 9 seconds.
Now, what mean that we're not seeing Na'Vi just unable to really accomplish too much, even though they get the kill.
Yeah.
Still a little too hard to really force something right now from themselves. All Satanic on Boxy. This Mars very unlikely to die in the fights. Lots of ways to keep himself alive. BKB Cheese, not even a regen red. Oh,
Roger spotted.
hey, straight away. Roger just sort of giving up his position. As he's dead, Tiger's going to see if he can try and chase out and always want to fly. As Na'Vi, they're splitting up. Want to fly with the Dukes, will be able to get himself away from Tiger. And Mickey, he's closing in. Mickey's going to be able to cancel the TP straight away with the cookie. In onto always want to fly. The lockdown's there. Always want to fly. Tries to dive away. Oh, he's back in. The silence leaving him unable to put an end to that dive as he swoops straight back into the clutches of Liquid. And now Liquid, any sort of moment they get, this bear just tearing down the buildings. The mid-racks there. They're done
Dire's
for.
middle barracks.
18k lead, Liquid continuing to keep this game on the clean path to closing it up.
10 seconds left on their Aegis.
Tiger, he's in. He's on to always want to fly, will lift this time. B2 pops the BKB, he tries to turn towards Tiger, but Tiger rolls away. Na'Vi, they cannot get in there with the use of B2's BKB. They'll try for Boxy, but again, Boxy, he's good luck getting through a Satanic and the Cheese. It's just not an option for Na'Vi. They'll be able to push them away, but they just cannot kill any members of Liquid.
Still forcing a buyback, and now that's the Phoenix. Yeah, Liquid still gaining this, just growing this lead, and just keeping this map control here. Now, all that happened while they had about a minute left on their Aegis, so it all ended up being perfect for them when Na'Vi actually comes out to look for the fight, because they still had that for that minute longer. And now all just sticking together, making sure they don't split up versus this Batrider as Na'Vi. Look at them. Look at how careful they're playing now because of that buyback. None of them leaving the base at all.
Yeah, they can just take their time. Liquid with this bottom lane, working around, get the tier 2. Yeah, Na'Vi's got to go for this. Big smoke. They've got to try and catch someone from Liquid off guard. Anytime that Liquid's in a position where they're prepared for action, it's just so hard for Na'Vi to fight into. The 22k down.
Oh.
Na'Vi's got to try and find someone alone. Who can they jump? They get the catch on the Boxy, but he's so tanky. I mean, there's just no chance. They cannot kill Boxy. BJ popping in, he's been back. He's going to start shifting up in the string, but now he's losing obviously offensive potential. He'll get out with a waveform. Boxy gets stunned by the supernova, but it doesn't matter. Boxy just sprints forward, spear in onto always want to fly. As Na'Vi, they're just trying to run, spears out onto always want to fly, and he will manage to halberd the bear, but one more punch from Quoipa takes him out. Iceberg's gone as well. 35 to 15, 25k lead. This game feeling like it is getting to its ending.
Yeah, this one's now feeling over. That's the worst possible target that they can initiate on. It's the Mars with a Satanic and a Cheese still available during all of that. He could have just popped it and turned. He just kept himself at about 20% HP. And Mickey also four-shotted the clockwork in the backline to initiate on him. He's got a DD rune and a crit.
Just taking that tier 4. They know they're not going to do something.
No,
They've got to do something. Roger's going to try and lead him with a hook shot to slow things down. Here's Commander with the BKB trying to finish off the 3D Arena's down to Boxy, trapping them all. The damage is coming up with his gun tribute. Thanks to high strength that Boxy has, just ripping through the ball. It's cool. This game is over. This series is done. And Liquid will be able to take down Na'Vi 2-1. Well, they certainly turned this series on the head after what was a pretty abysmal game 1 from Liquid. Game 2, they come in with something pretty hot, pretty different.